The cabin sat silent beneath a sky heavy with late summer clouds, the kind that threatened rain but rarely delivered. It had been 10 years since I'd last seen the place. Grandpa's old cabin nestled at the edge of Whispering Pines Lake. After he passed, the family hadn't known what to do with it, and eventually, it was left to me in the will. Dusty with time and memories, I pulled up the gravel drive in my beat-up Subaru, the tires crunching against stones like dry cereal underfoot. The trees loomed overhead, branches like arms welcoming or warning me back. As I stepped out, the air smelled exactly as I remembered: pine, damp earth, and the faint tang of lake water. The cabin was just as I remembered it, too. Weather-worn wood, a sagging porch swing, faded green shutters that hadn't shut right in decades. But as I climbed the steps, something seemed off. The front door had a new lock. I paused. That wasn't right. I still had Grandpa's key on my keyring, the old brass one with the eagle head. I slid it in anyway just to test. It didn't turn. What the hell? I muttered. I circled to the back door. Same thing. A different lock. The windows were shut tight, some even boarded. Someone had changed the locks. Someone had been here. I pulled out my phone and began recording. This is me, Jake Palmer. It's September 1st, 2025, and I just arrived at my grandfather's cabin, my property, which I legally inherited, and it looks like someone's changed the locks. A creak. I turned, and there she was, perched on the edge of the property line, like a vulture waiting for the final breath. Stood a woman in a pristine white blouse, clipboard in hand, lips pursed like she'd sucked on a lemon. Her name was Karen. No, really. Her actual name was Karen Melville, president of the Whispering Pines Homeowners Association, a fact she'd remind anyone of every 5 minutes. Excuse me, she barked, marching across the grass like she owned it. You can't be here. I blinked. I think I can. I own this cabin. Her eyes narrowed like I'd just claimed the moon. This property has been under HOA management for over 2 years now, she said, flipping through her clipboard like it contained the 10 Commandments. We've been maintaining it, securing it, and managing it in your absence. You abandoned it, I laughed. I didn't abandon it. My grandfather died. I was in the city sorting things out. And I own it now, legally. You should have informed us, she snapped. We have bylaws, procedures. You can't just show up like a squatter. Squatter? I stepped forward. Lady, I have the deed to this place. What I don't have is a working key because someone changed the locks without my permission. She didn't flinch. We had to. There were complaints about break-ins, transients, loud animals. We assumed it was abandoned. You're lucky we didn't condemn it. My fists clenched. You had no right. She held up a finger. I had every right. As HOA president, I didn't hear the rest. I was already dialing the sheriff, she noticed. Calling the cops on me? You're going to regret that. Maybe, I said, but not today. The sun had begun to dip below the treetops, throwing long shadows across the front of the cabin. Karen stood frozen in place as I calmly relayed the situation to the county sheriff's office. My voice was firm but collected. I'd dealt with enough entitled people in the city. What I hadn't expected was to find one buried deep in the woods, wielding a clipboard like a weapon. Yes, I need a deputy out to Whispering Pines Lake, I said. Someone's changed the locks on private property I legally own, and the HOA president is threatening me for trying to access it. Karen scoffed and crossed her arms. Good luck. They never take our side, I raised an eyebrow. That was telling. After hanging up, I turned to her. They'll be here in 20 minutes. You'll be gone in 10, she shot back. As if on cue, she pulled out her phone and made a call of her own. It's Karen. Yes, that cabin. He's here, trespassing, being aggressive. Bring the paperwork. She hung up with a dramatic sigh and looked me over with disdain. Honestly, I don't know how you people think you can just roll in and start claiming things. We've worked hard to keep this place safe. I looked around the safety she claimed. Overgrown lawn, rotting fence, a dead bird on the porch. Yeah, real safe. Let me guess, I said. You had your eye on the place. Karen smiled, the kind of smile that made you want to bolt the doors. It's a historical structure. The HOA had plans to convert it into a community art retreat, nature walks, weekend yoga. It would have been beautiful. Too bad it's not yours. Her smile disappeared. 15 minutes later, a maroon pickup rolled up behind my Subaru. Out stepped Deputy Cole Mercer, tall, broad-shouldered, with the tired expression of someone who'd seen too many neighborhood disputes over mailbox heights. "Evening," he said, tipping his hat. "You the one who called?" I nodded. "Jake Palmer. I inherited this cabin. Someone changed the locks. That someone," I pointed at Karen, "says I can't be here." Karen immediately stepped forward. "Officer, I'm Karen Melville. I'm the president of the Whispering Pines HOA, and this man is trespassing on a property we've been managing and securing for over 2 years. Mercer pulled out a small notepad. "All right. Mr. Palmer, you said you have proof of ownership?" I handed him the folder I'd brought. "Deed. Grandpa's will. County property tax receipts with my name on them." Karen watched it all with twitching lips. Mercer flipped through the documents, nodded, and then turned to her. "Ma'am, these are valid. Property is legally his." Karen's face went pale. "But he didn't inform us. We maintained it," she stammered. "He can't just—" Mercer raised a hand. "Unless you have a court order or a contract stating you had permission to secure this property, changing the locks was unlawful." She blinked. "We had verbal consensus at the HOA meeting." "Not the same," he said flatly. "I'm going to need you to give Mr. Palmer the key or tell me who has it." Karen's jaw set. "I don't have the key." "Then who does?" A pause. Finally, she muttered, "Terry? Full name?" She gritted her teeth. "Terry Franklin. He's on the board. He handled the security measures." Deputy Mercer made a note. "I'll be contacting Mr. Franklin, but for now this is private property. Mr. Palmer has the right to access his own home." "Do not interfere." Karen's mask cracked just a little. "You don't understand what you're dealing with." "Try me." She turned on her heel and stormed back toward her golf cart parked down the lane. But not before muttering, "You're going to wish you never came back." I exhaled. Mercer handed me back the folder. "We'll get in touch with this Terry guy. In the meantime, I suggest calling a locksmith, documenting everything, and securing your property. You might have a bigger mess to clean up than you realize." I nodded. "Thanks, Deputy." As he left, I looked back at the cabin. My family's cabin. And for the first time in 10 years, it didn't feel like home. It felt like war.